Hi, everybody.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Good.
Oh, so it's that time of the month.
It's that time.
Yes. But anyway, it is the time we look at. Last week we did Staten Island, and today we're
Yes.
doing Monmouth and Ocean Counties and this is an interesting report. We got a better breakdown now
Yes.
of stats. As I've said, the Monmouth and Ocean counties kind of move in two separate directions. We actually have the data now that supports the hypothesis. Didn't you learn about hypothesis in school?
Yes. That was like one of the first things. I
So
think
we got. Oh yeah. Okay,
that
that's
I
good.
remember.
You don't remember much from school, huh?
No.
You can admit that on camera.
No. I'm like that young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hypothesis. Well, that's a big word.
Hypothesis.
Today's word of the day, hypothesis. Anyway, look that up in the dictionary. So of course, we came up with a theory that there was like the markets were moving in two different directions, especially if you're in Monmouth and Ocean counties. And maybe not so much in price wise, but this is a really stark difference, more so than I ever imagined. Mm-hmm. Like it's like drastically different.
Yeah,
between Monmouth and Ocean counties.
Yes.
And well, the numbers overall they look good. Like, isn't one of the things in this report, right? I mean, I think one of the things is the median sale price is only up 1.3% in Monmouth County and up 6% in Ocean. Yet it's a wilder report, but yet. Not to go off topic, but it was one of the things that kind of blared out to me that the percentage change year over year and the amount of sales is down considerably in Ocean County, and but the median sold price, and again within Ocean County there's anomalies. So like places like Long Beach Island, maybe seeing a bump up, especially it looks like condo market has been strong in Ocean County more so than other places. But let's get into the numbers, Carrie. It's enough of me talking. I'm giving away half the show in 10 seconds.
Okay.
So she's going to go by her latest analysis, and then we'll break it down further with some more strategic analysis on Monmouth versus Ocean County.
Yes.
So let's begin.
Yeah. So I always start with the average days.
Wait, I just wanted to, before this, did you see we were watching the rain before? If you're like,
oh yeah,
it was wild, right? Like,
yeah,
we're experiencing something that only Florida gets, which is like rain showers in the sun.
It was weird. Yeah, it was like sunny out, but it was pouring at the same time.
It was like a deluge, and then it was sunny.
Yeah.
And we don't get to see that too often.
No.
So if you're from Florida, I guess you experience that more than frequently than us. So like, it's like one side of the street's raining and the other. That's kind of like what we had going on here.
Yeah, we were watching it.
I'm trying to navigate this without my glasses because they annoy me.
Oh.
So, Kerry, I'm going to have to. Yes, I do need contacts. I need a lot of things. So now we can officially begin.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
So I always start with the average days on the market, and so that's up year over year 9%, but down month over month 5%. So it's at 36 days on the market.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything too notable there. I think the days on the market have been on the march upward. I think in this report it's downward, correct?
The days on the market?
Yeah,
it's
down month over month, but it's over 25%. I got to put my glasses on now because I got to look at the detail. There's Dom is online.
Hey Dom, how's it going?
He put a little wave emoji. So yeah, it's up 25% year over year. months inventory, right? And is that what we're talking about? Oh, we're talking about, no, we're talking about days on the market.
Yeah.
Months inventory is still up year over year, but not much. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the things is, you'll get to it. So yeah, so nothing much right there. Average days in the market is flooded around a bit. Um, but like I said, one of the things is a stock difference, and we'll get into that a little bit later about the Monmouth and Ocean County areas. They're experiencing, there's two different swings going on here that are definitely a stat.
Sad time up in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly is. So let's get to the next one, which is another interest. This is a more interesting number.
Yes, the month's inventory. Month's inventory has increased year over year 24%, but decreased month over month 5%.
Yeah, a little over 5%. So down, it's down 5% on the month. So things have picked up a little bit in terms of like the recent sales. I think it's so, this is such a different, like these markets are moving in two different directions. In Staten Island, we did, because you look at sold listings, and you look at the month's inventory numbers, and it's like they're kind of like out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
But the month over month difference is, it's down. So it means, either means one of two things, and I think it has to do with the latter. There are more active listings in New Jersey this year than last year, so that plays into the month's inventory number. But month over month it's down, meaning that there's probably been some decent pendings, and I think that's going to go. It is up substantially in the month, but it was down on Staten Island. As much as it's been up in New Jersey, it's been down on Staten Island, which is interesting. When we did the report last week, pending sales were down, which could be a very good harbinger for New Jersey. So if anybody's like wondering like how the market moves, we'll lead the indicator locally and then kind of move to New Jersey, or the New York market will move to Jersey. So pending sales go down here, chances are it's a sign that things may be kind of like influx in New Jersey in the coming month, because they have to close here first. So it may not be fully realized there until maybe a month or two later. So, but the month inventory is up on the year 24%, which is considerable, and 5.5 on the month over month. So a little bit better there. This is the next one's really interesting.
The sale to list price ratio. So that has decreased year over year almost 0.70%, but has increased month over month 0.30%.
So 1/3 of 1%. Not. This is the first time, again, we have sale to list price ratios here exceeding 100%. Again, and I want to make this clear. This is the houses that do sell. The houses that don't sell don't make the list. So if you think that it's going to happen, that we're saying it's at about 100% of list price, priced right houses, yes, it's going to happen. I think there is a tale of two markets. There's what I call the sellable market, and the market that's kind of way above where it should be, and they move differently. So this is on closed sales. So the people who honestly have their houses priced right are receiving more than list price. Now, I'm going to say this because I've heard it. I've heard this happening. And I think it's a really screwed up strategy that agents will list the properties lower than their possible value to create a bidding war.
Okay.
No, that's not really how it should work. A priced right house should accumulate enough bids. I don't think people should like because one of the things is that for 101, why I'm saying this is that the median sale prices there have definitely gone up, but not to the degree that you would expect something with a sales to list price ratio at 100%. So yes, the market's moved well, but I do think it's a little bit disingenuous about how these closed sales are actually happening. pricing things underneath. I mean, it's like if the house is priced like with the price of 760, like should be based on the averages, based on everything else that's sold, and you're kind of moving out, and you put the house at 725 to draw more offers. I don't like the strategy at all.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to market a property based on obviously the overall market conditions and be able to get people to make an offer higher. And yes, it's nice to have bidding wars. I get definitely think to a certain degree if you have good bids, if you get good exposure, you're going to get good bids regardless. And it can be a little bit. It's a cheap way of getting out of selling a listing fast. I'm not saying that it shouldn't happen a certain way, but I do think that a house that's marketed properly, it doesn't require you to do these kinds of things to draw attention to a listing, like by underpricing it or pricing it below like where market would be, and then saying, okay, you get multiple bids, and that's how you drive the price up. It's not bad for competition. Competition definitely does drive. You could accomplish the same thing, but obviously good exposure levels are going to drive the price up regardless. So I really take caution. I've been hearing it out there. Not exactly where I think things should go. But again, I haven't seen the number come up over last month. They were not over 100. I don't know, like either we're getting new data in and that's suggesting that it's more month over month, because I don't think May's number, April's number, excuse me, when we did it last month was over 100. Maybe it was. I have to look. Got to do a comparison.
I don't
see what the difference is.
think it was, yeah.
But we'll see. We'll move on to the next thing.
Yes. So that is the sold medium listing.
Oh, stop you. Hold you there.
Okay.
Hold. Stop. Time out.
Okay.
Back on this one. So I did look at the other stats. So it is in Monmouth County, it's 101. In Ocean County, it's 98. 98, 99. It's up 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So in here, it definitely shows that the tale of two counties exists. Yeah. So the Monmouth Ocean area is definitely popped up. So that's, there you go. Average days on the market, 33, 31, kind of similar along our lines. And then single family. Yeah. So, average days on the market in Ocean County is up 18%.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's only up 3%
in Monmouth. So the numbers going in the wrong direction in Ocean County and not a little bit up in Monmouth. And then we've been saying this before, there is a tale of two markets. There's a 19%, so we're completely going off track right here. We're just like losing it. The only reason why, because this study in contrast, I've been trying to get like the data to kind of corroborate so we can get like an idea of like where things are going. Because Monmouth and Ocean counties are so large, it's hard to get a read because the markets move differently. But this bears that out. I mean, considerably. It's like 103. There's the amount of inventory is up 19% year over year in Ocean County and 16% in. That's not the case here though. We just Staten Island numbers that were down.
Yeah.
Wild times. This is something to look out for because I don't like seeing these numbers here. When you see a 19% increase in inventory and an increase in days on the market, those are not good leading indicators, just to put it out there. So in both counties, to be honest with you, it's starkly different in Ocean County. You know, from the days on the market going up a full 18% from a year ago to inventory level going up almost 20% from a year ago. And its inventory's up in Mama too, 16%. It's over 1,000. Wow.
Yeah.
It's up. Those are not, well, when we say up, those are the good up numbers. But the price of homes hasn't gone down either. And that's the weirdness of this market, because even when these leading indicators have shown that um, there's some weakness, the average sale price, and we've seen this before, it's not the first time, we've seen this before, it's kind of gone in the opposite direction of where leading indicators would go. Mm-hmm. But it was down, yeah. So anyway, let's get to the next one. Sorry.
The sold medium listing. So that has increased year over year 10% and increased month over month 5%. Sold medium listing.
Yeah. I'm trying to see as a comparison. Yeah. I'm looking at Ocean County. The sold median price in Ocean County was up 6% and only up 1% in median sale price, median listing. So the median people is, oh, I'm sorry. I got it all wrong. The median listing price, this is what people decide they're going to put their house up at, has been on the increase. Mm-hmm. This has been one of those things that's up substantially though, right?
Yes.
Almost 10%?
Yeah.
Shoosh.
Year over year.
So everybody has a higher expectations. Mm-hmm. So they're putting their house up higher and higher prices. But I'm going to tell you guys, a couple of little red flags blew in here in the percent changes in days on the market and inventory. That I don't know if that's gonna, if in the long run that's gonna hold up. It's hard to say with these kinds of numbers that people are having more choice, especially in Ocean County. Ocean County's up drastically. That's a big leap.
Yeah.
That's a big leap. 20% more houses. And I've heard it, and we've seen it. So with 20% more houses on the market, people have choice, and the person's going to negotiate now, likely to have even more choice than they had a year ago for sure. So that's really interesting. Even though the average sale price is up, but go ahead, go to the next thing. We'll keep it rolling. Thankfully, we don't have too much time constraints. We started early today.
Yeah, we did. The average pending average listing is up year over year 2%, and month sorry.
It's okay. Month over month
2% also.
Yeah. So that's where we get a little interesting. When people are putting their house up at 10% more than last year, but the pending average listing, that meaning the ones that actually go into contract, are only 2% higher than last year's listed price. Mm-hmm. So that means that the realistic sellers are getting their numbers, and that's just because they're so far out of line that, you know, when you see pending average listing, and you know the sold median average listing kind of diverged. This is not like people are kind of not getting the fact that the market isn't accelerating as much as people would like it to be. Mm-hmm. We all like our houses to accelerate in price, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I know you're looking to sell yours soon, right?
Yeah. No.
That's what do they call that? When you do the no thing, that's an oxymoron. I hate to say moron, but that's what they call it.
Thanks.
The yes and the no. It's like a contrasting statement of the same things.
Yes, I do that a lot.
Yeah, that's like you're like the queen of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get to the next thing.
Sold average listing. So that has increased year over year almost 8%, and month over month almost 6%.
Does this ever go down? No. It never goes down. Sorry, it doesn't go down. So the big thing is that people are expecting that, you know, while I have some leading indicators that say, it's not that great, I don't know. Right now, we're still seeing the number of the sold average listing continuously increase. Now, the average sale price. Oh wow! I just got to go into this because this
go
is
right into it.
yeah. Let me just throw this out there. So the average sale price in Monmouth County has exceeded
Wow.
$1 million. The average sale price in let's repeat this because it's hard to believe that the median sale price. Well, the median sale price is $760, so we'll just put it out there. The average sale price. So why this is so interesting when you see median sale price $760? That's like where most of the sales are taking place. When you see the average sale price over $1 million, that means big money, big houses are like skewing the data. So, and I've said this before, there's a contrast, especially in like Monmouth County. Like it's like the housing market's moving into like when the housing market weakens, usually the lower end of the market does better than the higher end. Mm-hmm. This is unusual. I've been doing these stats. It's oh God, I don't even say. It's more than 20. No, more than about 18 years. That the average sale price, I don't think I've ever seen it over $1 million. It's over $1 million now in Monmouth County. It's still only 756, and it's down. The average sale price is down in Ocean County, 0.7/1%, basically flat. So there's not much difference there in Ocean County from last year in terms of the sold average sale price, although the median sale price has lifted up. So people, this is, I'm going to tell you what this means. So I'm going to break this down for you in a way that like you understand. So when you see, the difference between the average sale price going up 6% in Monmouth County, that means very high-end houses are selling. And in Ocean County, it's not the case.
Okay.
So high-end, because the medians are not that much different. So like, we're going from 1 million to 756, and then on the median, it's not quite as crazy. It's 760 to 615 in Ocean County, 760 in Monmouth County, 615 in Ocean County. That's a 6% difference, an increase in Ocean County. So what this is saying is that the more affordable buyers, the people who are looking, based on the stats here, and I've done this long enough to know, based on the stats, what it's saying is people who are looking for affordable options are purchasing further south. People looking for high-end options are purchasing in Monmouth County. So that's because when we see the median's popping up, but it's still like within a range, being 615 is still in the range. I mean, but it far outshines why the average sale price is so starkly different in both counties. That's almost 7% difference versus 7% higher in Monmouth County and basically flat or down slightly in Ocean County. Yeah. So it's showing that the average sale prices, because averages take average, they don't look at like medians take the high numbers and the low numbers and chop them off. And kind of gets the middle. But when you look at averages, it kind of says when you have an average skewed that much, it's kind of saying the higher end of the market is moving much quicker and better than maybe the lower end of the market, or there is no inventory in the lower end of the market, which is likely to be based on this. This is I'm glad I have this breakdown because I think for like, because we've done these things and we kind of bundle up the stats, but there's two markets going on here, and we suggested that was the case before. This is a stark contrast between Ocean and Monmouth County. $1 million breaking, so that's more than even here locally. I don't think we have yet to break the $1 million average sale price in Staten Island. But Monmouth County, amongst New Jersey, is just one of those states in the country that has just seemingly defied a lot of odds, because this is not the case. That's not to say this won't change, and I've said this before. I think we will get over. There's a lot of headwinds that we're talking about in here, but Monmouth County is really the hot place to be. Wow, 939 last year. It's a 7% increase in the average sale price. Only one 1.3 on the median, not marginal, but it has gone up substantially, 6% in Ocean on the median. Median 615 from 580 to 615 is a 6% difference. Just want to make that clear. That means, based on this report, the higher end buyers are sticking to Monmouth County. The people looking for affordability are going to Ocean County, driving up the price 6%. That's the nuts and bolts of this. So I'm glad that this was an interesting stat
Yeah,
report.
I like having it.
Yeah, I get to really because it's hard to dissect numbers from two large counties as much as we talk about them. This is kind of like, not to say, we may have to reinvent the strategy on this one.
Yeah. Yep. So the new average listing now.
Yes.
So that's increased year over year 3% and month over month 5%. New average list.
Yes, the new average listing price. Again, okay. So this is where the new average listing is almost up a whopping 791 in May. We just keep hitting the gas pedal here. Does it stop? No, it doesn't stop. So basically, people putting their houses on increasingly higher and higher values. But I think that's kind of muted. And this is why I say to people who are getting only putting up, realtors, believe it or not, are trying to create quicker sales by pricing things lower. And I think that is, because when you look at the sale to list price ratio being over 100, the new average listing price is kind of muted at only 3% year over year. So it's one of those data things that kind of raise an eyebrow. I don't know. I don't see this. People are obviously increasing the month over month difference, though, is quite different at 5%. So yeah, I mean, everything has gone up on everything. So I mean, I can't tell you, but I want to I'm going to break back into the other thing, into the other one, because it's really, we have some time to kill today. I know you hate these chairs. That's one of my commitments. I promise I'm going to change it. But the big thing is in the condo markets. So Monmouth has seen a big jump in condo markets, right? You see it on there?
Yes.
16% the average sale price, 32% in the median.
Wow. That's a big
year
number.
over year, 32% increase in condo sale values in Monmouth County. So if you have a condo, folks, give us a call. You're likely to have a few buyers here in Staten Island who've been desperately waiting for a condo to open up and want to stay relatively close. Because in contrast, it's down in Ocean County.
Yeah.
It's down 2% in Ocean County and up 32% in Monmouth County. So you talk about a tale of two counties, that's a tale. So this is what I mean. This is why this market's so unusual. These low volume markets, but not, even though inventory is up considerably from last year, it's not up to the degrees that even with pre-pandemic levels. No, we're not even close. So like we're still dealing with what I call a low volume market. So this is where data gets a little crunchy. It's wild to see a 32% increase in Monmouth and Ocean. I think a lot of it too has to do with the there's got to be some seasonal factors, but then again, Ocean County has a lot of short places. 32% increase in condo sales. That's in values. 617. Where are they selling these things? I just did a thing on Monmouth Beach, so I know they're getting premiums on condos there.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Monmouth Beach?
Is that Long Beach?
No.
Is that Long Branch?
It's close. So Monmouth Beach is like if you go just a little bit north is Monmouth Beach, and we was doing a thing on the average sales over at the Admiralty condo, and it just the prices there are just they're insane. They've gone up so much in the last year that it's almost like anything that comes on there seems to kind of move relatively quickly. Why? It's proximity to New York. Monmouth Beach is an interesting place. It's kind of quiet, but like great access. So you're not kind of in the mix of. It's literally down the road from Long Branch.
Okay, I maybe have been there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's ask Tom.
Yeah.
You can go for a day trip.
That would be fun.
Yeah. It's not Donovan's. Donovan's is just a little bit north of there. Donovan's is in Seabright, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, Seabright. Seabright. Anybody from Seabright? Check in. So give me the next set of stats.
The sold average sale. So that has increased 9% year over year and 7% month over month.
Yeah, which is probably about right. So it's the market's done well here. Is your luck going to run out? I don't think so. I think that really depending on interest rates, and I think that whole market correction and stock market would send people like running in the other direction on real estate. So when the market kind of went down, everybody kind of like freaked out a little bit, and they kind of put their home buying on hold. And we see some of the data coming out now on that, and it's definitely had a real impact on home values, maybe in a very short stretch of time. So we'll see how that plays out. But I was reading a thing today or the other day that said, so I don't know, this isn't coming up on my thing, just so you know.
Maybe try refreshing it. Like pull it down. There we go.
See, I that squeak in the chair is like making me nuts. I swear I'm gonna lose it after this. I gotta do something.
Yeah, I won't.
This is like I feel like I'm on a 1777 ship in the middle of
it does.
the ship of the line.
Oh my god, it does.
It's like like it's like you're in the ocean. And it's like
yeah.
You guys hear that? It's the most annoying thing in the world.
It is.
And it's distracting too. I'm gonna like lose it on this. But yeah, not like there's anything else to lose my mind. Oh, I gotta hit that thing right. Sorry. I don't want to hit it, and then how we usually hit it and it gets like really loud.
Yeah.
I mean, like we hear what we said 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the next thing, Carrie?
Sold medium sale, which we kind of got into before, but so that's up year over year 9% and month over month 5% sold medium.
Yeah, it's the weird thing is so we have two different kinds of data sets here. Now, yeah, it's working together. So there's not. I mean, we just went over it. It is a rehash of it. You're right. The sold median sale is only up 1.3%. And I know you gave a different number because I don't know why, but that's in Monmouth and then Ocean County. So and you kind of have those numbers meshed here. So prices still continue to go up. Everybody loves New Jersey. It's not something we had here in Staten Island, though, I'll tell you that. So I think, were the numbers down last month? I got to check. They were down. I think they were down a fraction. Year over year, it was down a fraction. So it was basically flat. But I could tell by the activity around, things have picked up. Especially we noticed right after like that flash crash in the market that lasted like 2 days after the whole tariff thing and everything, kind of like everybody went nuts. The stock markets are back at record highs again. So I've said this before. I said to somebody, remember the Bitcoin thing?
Yes, that live that we did.
Yeah. So it's over 100 again.
Oh wow.
And back when I was talking about that was about 70.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was 30,000 less, 74, 75. And I've said this before, guys. That is a very good leading indicator about consumer sentiment, and it's probably one of the most. And the stats are bearing this out. The only thing that I see kind of creeping up on the market now is there are places like in Ocean County that are slower because there's a stark increase in inventory. So I want to keep that. Why don't you just go into the pending listings and sold? We'll skip to all the other things.
Okay.
So then I'll get into the active based on this, so we don't keep crossing.
Okay. So the pending listings are up year over year 6% and up month over month 16%.
But down almost. Year over year, right? Oh no.
Pending,
right. Pending's up.
The sold listings are down year over year 0.90% and up 20% yeah. Month over month.
Such a contrast. I mean, this is where like we have to see where the market goes here. It's up. The amount of sold listings in Monmouth and Ocean County are up 20% year over year, which is definitely indicative of the amount of homes that came on the market in the last year. So just want to keep that clear understanding that with the sold listings coming up 20 sold. This is volume now. We're talking about volume coming up because there has been more houses available. The question is there enough momentum if houses keep coming on the market at increasing rate that this doesn't take a toll on prices? Now, as a contrast to the differences between Monmouth and Ocean Counties, which we get into, the closed sales are down in Monmouth County. There's a thing in here on closed cash sales in Monmouth County. Cash is 17% lower than it was. And this is why we're talking about this. This is a great stat, by the way. Mm-hmm. We don't have this in the other one. That's over here. The cash closed. Cash closed sales. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's down in Ocean County, 19%. It's up in Monmouth County, 11%. Cash closed sales. That's such a difference.
That is.
Up 11 to down 19. Okay. So I look at closed cash sales are definitely indicative because usually like closed cash sales are usually people selling and they have enough money in the bank to purchase whatever equity position they have in their house to the next house they're buying. The interesting thing here is that the stark difference of 20% in one county versus 11%. It's not like big numbers, so it's hard to really give, but 19% higher on a year-over-year basis is nuts. That's a lot. That's a lot big. That's hugely different.
Yeah, those numbers.
You know, I think that's like, that is almost a 30% difference in counties. Like if you separate 19 from 11, it's literally 30% difference in closed sales from one to another. Like it's a drop off of 30% when you combine the two together. So this is the tale that the market definitely in Ocean County is not at the same pace as Monmouth. How does that change? Well, this is what I'm going to tell you from past history. Past history being a guide to this. Ocean County will be a harbinger for the rest of the state. I think of the more volatile markets in real estate, as you move west of New York City and south of New York City, the more fluctuation you get. So when you start seeing things like these, where like cash sales are down, the amount of homes on the market are up, like that's usually not the greatest sign moving forward. It's not saying in absolute terms. You have to watch this every month, at least once a month, to hear how this plays out. But we're talking history here. History is going to be telling us that it's a lot different, market than between Monmouth and Ocean counties. Wildly different. And the condo side of things, same thing. But closed cash sales on condos is down 17% and flat. There's not a lot of data there, so it's hard to really say like that's anything noticeable. 63 to 50, 64 cash sales in 2024 in Monmouth, to 53 in 2025, and then 22 and 22 in Ocean. I'm not too worried about it right now. But that's the conclusion. I don't think, do we do the sold listings? Yes, right?
Yeah, we did.
So the sold listings were up 20% on the year, correct?
Yes.
But inventory of condos, inventory of single family houses are wildly up on all counts. So just to give you a little rundown of that, inventory levels are up 16% year over year in Monmouth County, up almost 20% in Ocean County. Inventory levels on the condo side up 17% in Monmouth County, up 33% in Ocean County. Days on the market on all counts, especially Ocean County, are up 18% year over year. That's a big difference. 18%. In Monmouth County is only up 3.3%. With increasing inventory and this type of increase in the average days on the market, you got to watch this. It's something that bears watching. I personally don't think it's going to really matter that much in the coming months. I still think overall the amount of houses on the market right now is still too historically low to see any real pullback. But there's some caution in these numbers, although most of them seem to be pretty good overall. Not great. In Monmouth County, if you're selling a big house, you got buyers. In Ocean County, if you have a big house, you don't have them. It's just the numbers bear that out here, because the average sale price is flat from last year. So there's nobody really gained value. And we look at averages to really skew the data to see if there's more on the higher end selling, because higher end houses, like if something sells for $3 million and it very skews off the numbers quite a bit, that's a tell to say like where the market's going. So this is really interesting stuff, though. I like this breakdown. We may have to go more to this. I think that's really what we're gonna have to do. Sorry, Kerry. I know you love this sheet, but this is actually a lot of work to put together. It's a pain in the neck.
It is to go over.
Now this is just like ready.
No, I like this. Yeah.
It's like, geez,
I like the breakdown.
You used to have to enter those manually, right?
Yeah.
Save yourself a lot of time. You do more stats.
No, I like the breakdown of
it. You can work on something else.
Yeah.
Instead of breakdowns. This is a nice breakdown, though. And we've always said it, that Monmouth and Ocean counties move differently. Our hypothesis has proven correct. Like I said, I have it in my bones. So we formulated a pretty, not 100% conclusion, but 98.7% that the markets in both counties are moving differently. That divergence could play out in the other county, meaning Monmouth, if we'll see in the next report. That's why you have to keep coming back and watching, because we will let you know 2 months before, like, so so for the people that will be selling, I'm cautiously optimistic, because it does look like most things, if they did drop a little bit, there's still inventory levels that are historically low levels. It is subject to your neighborhood, okay? So let's not kid ourselves about this. Real estate is even more local than the Monmouth and Ocean counties. And depending on where you are in Ocean County, it can make a big difference between where you're going, price wise. We could break these down even further. So this is a generalized, much more generalized. But we've been able to get this into two separate categories at least, so we can kind of like separate the markets a bit. But that's what we have. And if you have a question,
please let us know on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Danielle sells New Jersey. Hi, Danielle. Sorry. She just joined. How is New Jersey, by the way?
Yes.
We're down there. We'll be down there next week for our home talk.
Yeah.
We'll be heading down to Tom's River again. And then we have some other things going on over there.
Yeah.
We're traveling around quite a bit. We're kind of a traveling road show here.
I know, right? We need like an RV or something.
Yeah. An RV. Yes. And we appreciate a lot of clients that come from basically all over the state now. And if you haven't followed our YouTube channel, goodness,
please.
We are just doing wonderful things there. And if you haven't followed it, you should, because I think the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some really nice stuff on there. We're working on some stuff.
Yeah, you're going to want to see it.
You're going to see, yeah, I'm almost excited for this project because we've been working on YouTube extensively in the last year. And I think with the help of the latest technologies, we're able to do some quite amazing stuff. And who knows where this goes. But let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see where it goes. Big things going into the summer. All right, guys, have a great afternoon.
Yes.
Enjoy the steamy hot weather, and we'll see you. I think next week we'll do an official live. I've been we've been doing lives for a while, and unfortunately running around.
Yeah,
trying to make time for these things isn't easy. Today is a pretty not so bad day.
No.
And then because it has been a chaotic. I think this has been one of the most chaotic 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In a very long time. So we'll see how that plays out. And we'll keep the chaos going. You operate good under chaos.
I do.
Yes. Anyway, have a great. If we won't see you until next week, and if not, we won't be seeing each other on the street probably. So we'll see you next week. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
Beach time.
It is.
All right.
All right, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.